Hi everybody, this is Liam Martin from Running Remote and Time Doctor, and I hope that you enjoyed the previous module. I hope that it was super eye-opening and hopefully not overwhelming for you. I know that you probably installed a lot of different pieces of software. The first thing that we're really going to get into is process documentation. So hopefully you've had a day to be able to process this information. Please, if you have not watched the first part of this course, go back and watch the first part of this course before moving to the second one. This is designed to be able to build on top of each other. So it's absolutely critical that you watch the first part of this before you move on to the second part. But we're gonna be talking about process documentation, and I'm actually gonna be bringing in a friend of mine. These are the guys from trianual. And trianual is a tool specifically for process documentation, meaning what you're going to be learning over this next module is specifically what type of knowledge people have inside of your brick and mortar company today, right now. We're going to try to extract that information out of them, and we're going to put it into a tool like trianual, or what I mentioned before, if you can't afford something like trianual, you can use something like Google Docs, but we're going to be using trianual for this particular training. So we're going to be going into that, very specifically talking about all of the details about how to do it and how to do it well. With that, I'm going to jump over to the other guys, do this next part of the training.
Thank you, Liam, for the intro. I'm Chris Ronzio, the CEO and founder of trianual. And what trianual is, like Liam mentioned, is a process documentation tool that we also say is great for onboarding and training and building your standard operating procedures, your operations manual, your playbook, whatever it is that you call the knowledge in your business. So as you're documenting what you do and documenting your business, you're going to have certain stories or content that might just be who you are and what you do. You're going to have policies that might be more like your handbook of the rules of the workplace. And then you're going to have your procedures, which will be the step-by-step sequence for how you do certain things in the business. And we've built all of that into trianual. So you could start with just a simple tool like a Google Docs, Word Docs, put all those things in folders in Dropbox, or use Evernote files. All of that is a great place to start. Where trianual adds a level of additional value is that you've got accountability. So you know that somebody's been through the material. It tracks the time and date stamp that they've gone through it. As you change things, it alerts them that there's something new for them to log back in and learn. So they're always up to speed on the latest version. There's tests. So it's really, if you've got this accountability problem, which is great if you're building a remote workplace, or if you're just embracing this trend of being more remote ready. So let me take you through in the next few minutes and just show you what the tool looks like so you can get comfortable, and then a couple best practices for how we suggest laying out content and making it a little bit more interactive. All right, so starting out here on our home page, which we call My Desk. This is what any user, when they log into trianual, would see because it's what's assigned to them. Like I said, trianual is big on accountability. So I've got 71% completion in here because a couple things were changed in the last 24 hours or so. So you can see right under our office policies, it was last updated 2 days ago. Whoever was working on this cleared completions, mean they took me down to 0% on that. So I have to go through it from start to finish. Whereas office policies, maybe we just added a little bit of new content. So I'm already most of the way through that, and I've got a couple new things to sign off on. And then overall, I can see my total account completion over here. The goal, of course, is to get everything to 100%. Along the left-hand side, if you're an admin, you've got a dashboard of what everyone's doing. You've got your subjects, which is where you lay out all the content and your departments. Templates, which is, I'll show you just some content, like if you've got a handbook or intro to your company, an orientation, your policies, all this stuff, you can just one click add into your account. We also have some templates for some popular tools. So if people haven't used a certain software before, we've got introductions to those softwares. Users is just adding and removing people. Reports is for your timestamps and who's done what. And then again, My Desk is your homepage. So here I can see where I recently left off. I can see my percentage completion on a few things. And I can see certain material is referenced. So within your company, there might be things that you want to make available to people, but not necessarily require them for the system to keep prompting them and reminding them to get to 100%. An example of that is our lunch and learns. We have people in the headquarters that put on content presentations. We record those presentations and then we archive them here in the lunch and learn archive so anyone can find that content, but they're not required to go through it. It's just kind of up to them. Something they would be required to go through, for instance, might be our office policies or the welcome to Trianual, introduction to the company. So I'll just click on our office policies here just to show you one example. It's got just the basic, all the topics that are included in this subject. So there's an overview of the office, how our keys and our alarm system work, booking the meeting rooms, office supplies. So each one of these things is some content in the business that we want to put down. Here's how it works and make sure everybody's up to speed. So if I click on the office overview, this has obviously been updated. So this is our headquarters address in Scottsdale, Arizona. There's a little bit of information on parking, not a lot, so we've used a little GIF there. We talk about the keys, we talk about the Wi-Fi, we talk about cleaning and trash and just how everything works. So that's an example of content that is not really procedural, it's more just information. And there's an outline of information that you want to present to someone. Now let me find something that is a little bit more procedural, like how to do a particular process. Let's see, website management. This one, creating URL redirects. So it looks like this one is mostly a video with how-to on how to do it. Let me find a better example here. Go back to my desk. So bookkeeping. So calculating sales commissions is a very procedural thing. So for instance, we have a sales commission tracker. So the first step in this process would be for someone to open up that tracker, and we describe a little bit here about how it works. Then inside the spreadsheet, they would be going through and running payroll and picking the dates that they need to run payroll for, and then putting that into the top column of this spreadsheet we've set up. Then they run a commission report inside our admin panel on our website. They pick a couple filters, then they paste those numbers into certain cells in the spreadsheet, and then they add that commission into our PEO where we do payroll from. So you can see that is a step-by-step process that we've used screenshots, we've used video recordings, we've used GIFs in some cases from Giphy, we've used text, all of that just to communicate how a certain process works. And you can see me as a user, I've been 100% through this process, and it shows me with all these green check marks. Now, if I wanted to edit something as an admin, I just click this edit topic button. It takes me into the edit view. And here is where I can get creative. I can use Giphy to add some, and click this little rich media thing to start a screencast, files, tables, and there's just a fully formatted text editor. So if you've got Docs or Word docs, Google Docs, you can copy that material in, and that's a great place to start. We recommend making it a little bit more engaging with some screenshots and some videos so it's easier for users to digest. So you'd click done editing, it's saved in the system, and that's how you build a process or a policy inside. Really easy. The next step is that you would assign it to someone. So if I go into either assign it, like this is our operations team, or I can assign it to certain roles in the company. This manage roles button, I can say I want our what's a good one on here. I want a executive assistant to also know how to do this. I click that has that executive assistant role is assign this content, and anyone in the future that's hired with that role will also get this content. So it's an association that you make between the content you want people to have and the position that they have in your business. And especially if you're hiring a lot of people to do one thing in your business, this makes the batch assignment really easy. So, like I said, this was just meant to be a quick primer for how you can use a tool like Trianual to start to document your processes and your policies. But whichever tool you use, it's important to get this stuff out of your head, especially if you want to have a remote workplace or if you want to just prepare yourself for this trend of more distributed workforces. So we are here to help. We'll be in the comments below. You can check out trianual.com, and we hope this is useful as you're building out and scaling your business.
Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll have the trianual guys down in the comments below that will be able to answer any and all questions related to process documentation. And if you have any other questions about anything else that we've done, please also put them down in the comments. And until then, I'll see you in the next module.